Hello everybody, this is Make It Better, and today we're doing What Deku Has Nightmares, part 24. Let's start where I left off, okay? Now, right when Zuko broke through the wall and, well, basically knocked out one of the group of villains out cold, so he couldn't do anything. But as this was going on, and Melissa told him that it's further up the stairs, he's waiting for Melissa to get up and run with him. But she actually sprained her ankle. And Zuko, being the way he is, have her on his back, piggyback. Now, everybody else on the bottom is fighting against the robots and decide to go back down until everything clears or hide. So they're doing that, being protected by Bakugo and a Todoroki, covered by ice and the fire to heat everybody up. Moving on back to the original scene. Alright, what was it? Oh, dang, brain fart. No. Okay. He's running up the stairs with Melissa on the back, and her telling him exactly where it's going and where it's going to lead to. As he was getting there, he knocked out a few of the villains that was guarding out front quite easily, with some bullets actually hitting his skin, but since it was covered in the black liquid, it basically did nothing. He knocked them both out, and Melissa was about to open the door. As she did, they hear a conversation on the other side. So Zuko decided to forcefully open the door himself enough where he can enough where they can overhear what they're talking about. Sam and it was first David and Sam at first, talking about what they have been planning and why it's going on. And Melissa, not believing it, opens the door forcibly and, yelling at them both on why they did such a thing. On and on, like in canon. In the movie, of course. As this was happening, Sam took the luggage, and David was trying to convince Melissa about all the other things on how important it was, and his life work was on this very machine. As it kept going, they hear a gunshot. They both look back and see Sam shooting one at the ceiling, and then pointing it at Melissa. And David is asking Sam, what is he doing? Why are you? Do you have a gun? As the head villain, I believe his name was like a wolf something. I really don't remember. He's like a background character now, even though he was the main villain on that movie. Anyway, he comes by and takes the luggage himself, the equipment. And then right when Sam looks away and to explain himself that we worked so hard on this equipment just for them to take it away. Just for it not to be used, and many more. As he was finished with his speech, he asked for David to come with them and make a new world, along with the villains. As this happened, he got shot through the back, basically killing. Probably, I'm not sure. I don't remember if he was killed or not. And then the guy points the gun back to David, and proceeds to shoot him. But since David moved slightly to the right, he actually got shot through the lungs. But he made it so believable that he shot through the heart. Now, Zuko overheard this and was holding the door just to make sure he could get through. As he finally got through and started throwing hands at this guy. I'm gonna call him Wolf, because I think it was his F something. I really don't remember. I really wish I can remember his name, but I can't. Anyway, Zuko's throwing a bunch of hands, and the man is throwing a bunch of concrete, metal, all over the place and throwing it at Zuko. Zuko's dodging most of him at 5% right now, because he doesn't know how delicate the room really is. So he doesn't want to break anything. But the guy, he doesn't care, so he's trying to break as he's thrown. And, well, Melissa steps in and tried to stop all of this. But the guy grabbed her, twirl her around into his arms, and point a gun into her head. She's very scared at this point, as well as David being very pissed, but he can't move right now. Zuko stops and was about to step forward to attack, but the guy make a huge wall of metal, or I guess what, concrete, onto Zuko, forcing him onto a wall and fusing with it to make sure he doesn't move, as he took his getaway over on the helicopter with Melissa. Now, Zuko is getting a little more furious. Melissa finally, as the whole fight was going on, she did disconnect the alarm and everybody is free. But sadly, she walks in. She stepped into the fight. Zuko finally realizing how bad the situation had really gone, he boosted up to 10% to break through the metal covering. The metal covering, and start running. But he checks over on Sam, and he's somewhat breathing. So he moves him over with David, and he checks if David's okay, and David is. But David gave him something that he thinks it will be helpful. Zuko grabs it and put it back into his pocket, and said thank you, as they both stay there. So Zuko runs all the way to the top as Melissa is being taken into the helicopter. And Zuko sees all of this, is very furious, and starts to charge up one for all over his body into the black the suit. And he started running as the helicopter started to fly. And the helicopter was about to fly away until Zuko grabbed onto it just by the handles on the feet. He climbs in, but they, at this point, the guy, man, I really don't know his name. The guy wasn't noticed by all of this. He was more focused on the luggage and opened it up as he put the thing back right onto his head. Knowing how it's supposed to work, it should boost his quirk. As this happened, he looks over and sees that Zuko is taking Melissa. As well, he didn't really care, but he pulled out his gun and starts to shoot at all of them with all of his bullets. But since the helicopter was shaky with an extra person, he missed most of it, but one through Melissa's arm. She screamed in pain. Zuko grabbed her hard enough and jump away to make sure she's safe. As they were getting shot at multiple times, but none of it hits. Melissa saw one bullet actually hitting Zuko in the back of his neck, and she said no and screamed out loud, somewhat crying. But when they finally landed on the roof, Zuko told her that it's okay, I'm good, but your wound, as he ripped off whatever fabric of clothing on his sleeve, he wrapped it around her arm, put it nice and tight, and just have Melissa up against the wall over at the exit of the door. Now, after all of that, Zuko turned around, and Melissa looks up and tried to see the spot that he got shot at, and it looks like nothing happened to it. It looks more like a black liquid is covering up his body. Now, it's actually covering up his body, not his clothes, because, well, he didn't want to ruin his suit. So that's basically why no one can really see what's going on. As he starts to charge up One for All and throw a huge smash into the air, it actually moves the helicopter, disrupts it, messing it up to a point where the pilot overcorrects, and they're starting to fall onto the roof. Zuko took this chance and ran towards the very helicopter. Starting to say plane, it's really annoying. Helicopter. And well, at this moment, the guy came out of it, seemingly with no parachute, and pulled all of the equipment up and disassemble, rip it apart into, well, metal fragments, and start shooting it over to Zuko. Zuko's dodging all of these, of course, but some of them he's getting hit, like back and forth, and so on and so on. Until, finally, All Might says, I am here, and he comes by helping Zuko, throwing all the smashes he could to break all of the bigger pieces, and they have a huge fight. All the way to the point where Zuko and All Might throw the huge double Detroit smash, or United States smash, onto the huge cube, which everybody's surprised and shocked to see. At this point, more people have gone through and came. Oh crap! Man, I really want to finish it, but I can't. And Zuko, as All Might, are standing up. The man himself stands back up and was preparing to throw the biggest he could with all of the power, destroying everything around on the roof just for those two. And that, I had to say, I had to end. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy. Bye.